Hey there, welcome to your Positive Energy Recharge. I'm Jade Sterling, your woman's health coach and nurse that helps you to balance your hormones, master your emotions, and live a life you love. And live a life of positivity. One of actually my official qualifications is a certified positivity practitioner, which I just absolutely love that title. I get the privilege to help people tap into and apply positivity in their lives. And some people find this very interesting. They say, is positivity something you can teach? Is it something that you can actually learn? Is it something that you can apply in your life, or is it something that comes naturally, or something that you just need to learn for yourself along the way? They're all valid questions that basically all of the above apply when it comes to positivity. It can be taught, it can be learned, it can be applied, it can be lived, but it also needs to be very conscious, and it needs to be a choice. But until you see that positivity is a choice, it's not. One of the biggest tools that I teach is a model that was developed and created by Dr. Paul Jenkins. If you have not heard of that man, he is a positivity psychologist that has a black belt in positivity. Look him up. Live on Purpose TV right here on YouTube. Live on Purpose Radio is a podcast, and Live on Purpose Central is his online gym membership for the mind, you could say, where you can go and do classes in positivity. I'm a student of his. I teach a lot of the work that he has developed and created. Plus, I have also created a lot of tools of my own that helps you to work the muscle of positivity and get stronger and develop in that in your life. And it just obviously helps to enhance your life, to live a life you love, literally. So the first tool that I use from Dr. Paul Jenkins is called the positivity model, and I just wanted to share a little bit about that with you today. I call it the mind compass. In the 6-week personal transformation program that I take you through when you sign up with me to be able to balance your hormones and master your emotions and live a life you love, it's called the Positive Energy Circuit. We have 3 tools of the Positive Energy Circuit, which is, as I said, a 6-week program. It's a rinse and repeat cycle and process that we go over and over again to be able to help you to feel better, choose freedom, choose happy, achieve your goals, set goals, and then actually achieve them, and save your relationships and ditch exhaustion. And in this process, we have 6 steps to get us there, but we have 3 tools that we use in this program, the Positive Energy Circuit. The first one is the mind compass. The second one is the body compass. And the third one is the map. You actually need your compasses of your mind and your body to be able to set your course so that you know where you are and then where you're going. And the map helps you to get there. And where is here and where is there? Well, you would have heard me talk about this before. Here, particularly in the context of today's recharge, here is a place of negativity, of feeling unmotivated, of feeling uninspired, of feeling like things should be better. And they're not. And you wish that they were some other way, but they're not. And we want to go from here to there, which is feeling inspired, feeling motivated, enthusiastic, feeling that things can always be better, but things could certainly be worse. So where we want to go is a place that feels good, is a place where we're actually being proactive, we're taking action, and we're making choices that are taking us towards our goals. We're happy where we are, while we're happy working towards what we want at the same time. How do we get from here to there? Well, the most important thing to start with is recognizing that you want to go from here to there. Some people don't even realize that they're here. And then when they're here, they realize that, oh yeah, I'm down in the dumps. I'm getting nowhere. I'm in my rock bottom or my pit of despair. And some people don't mind being there. They actually want to wallow in that for a while. And you know what? That's actually okay. You can be there and not have to feel the need to go anywhere. The question is, how long do you want to stay there? And that is completely optional. And when you're ready to go from here to there, I'm here for you. But the most important thing is that you are there for you. And you step up and you say, okay, hi me, hi Jade. You don't want to be here anymore. You want to move to there, where there is consistent energy, drive, enthusiasm, motivation, and a zest for life. How do we get there? Like, we want to get there, right? What do we have to do to get there? First of all, I have your back, and we're going to move. We're going to move forward in whatever way that makes sense, whatever way that comes across our path to be able to show us how to get from here to there. I've got you. That's your first job to say to yourself. Second thing is, you might need a coach to be able to help you get from here to there, because when you have a fitness goal, sometimes you know what to do. For me, I know I need to walk 20 minutes a day just to that's my bare minimum to be able to meet the minimum goals of what I want to achieve. And I know I can do that on my own. I go, come on, Jade, I got you. I got your back. We're going to get up. We're going to walk 7 o'clock every morning for 20 minutes. We'll walk the dog for 10, and then we'll walk on your own for 10, so that you feel like you're meeting your needs plus the needs of the hoot show. Something that perhaps will be a double benefit to you, to someone else. You might want to walk with your family. You might not. You might want to walk on your own. Whatever it is that you need, you've got your own back. You're going to meet your needs, and you can do it on your own. But I remember there was a time where I felt like I was, and this Dr. Paul Jenkins, he's the man that I'm going to talk about today that has created the Mind Compass. If you haven't heard of this man, look him up. He is on YouTube, on his channel, Dr. Paul Jenkins. It's actually Live on Purpose TV. He has a podcast, Live on Purpose Radio. He has a gym membership for the mind, you could say, online, which is Live on Purpose Central. Look him up. But I was in my bottle, and I felt like I was stuck. I was like, I want to sing now, Christina Aguilera. I'm a genie in a bottle. I was a genie in a bottle. And I felt like I was stuck and I couldn't find my way out. And I found Dr. Paul Jenkins, who explained to me that I was a genie in a bottle trying to read the label of the ingredients of my life that was on the outside. But I was in the bottle and I couldn't actually read the label on the outside. And that is, at times you can be outside the bottle looking at your own ingredients. And as I said, taking yourself for a walk every day if that's what you need to do for exercise. But there are times where you're inside your bottle and you know that you need to get out, but you actually can't read the label on the outside by yourself, and you're not really sure the next steps to take, because maybe you have bigger goals, or maybe you've forgotten what you thought that you knew from your previous experience, and you can't read the label on the outside from the inside of a bottle. That's when you need a coach to be able to say, hey, this is what it says. Do you want to get out? Because I can help you. And that is what I now do as well for you, to help pop the cork of your bottle, to let the genie out and grant all of your wishes. I know to me, sometimes it sounds like grandiose. And someone said the other day that coaching sounds really like rah-rah, like American cheerleading. That seems to be like over the top and gives you all the promises that you can reach your dreams and achieve anything that you want. And I used to listen to it too and go, yeah, rah-rah. Seems like a big load of hype. Where's the results? Well, after a handful of years of doing this work myself, you could say it's rah-rah. But for me, the rah-rah leads to real results. I don't know how that landed just then. But results is what is the result of getting a coach if you're stuck inside your bottle and you literally want to create a life you love. So this is where we actually are going to talk about the tools of positivity to get you there. Now, you will find that these videos are not scripted. I actually have an idea in my mind. And the idea is to not teach you something as such. The idea is more to inspire you and recharge your energy with my energy and my ideas that might work and will work if you implement them for you in your life. And I don't script these videos. I just have my idea and I sit down and I want to share them with you, and I let them go off whatever tangent that they go on, because I really believe that channeling this spirit of positivity, I can't go wrong. And you are here watching this video for a purpose, because you've come across it, it's landed in your inbox or it's landed in your feed, because this is what you need right now. So what you need is to learn the positivity model. That is the tool for today. So as I described in my program, we have the mind compass, we have the body compass, and we have the map, the curiosity map that will lead us from here to there. But first we need to understand the compass, because without the compass, you don't even know where you are. And the mind compass is the positivity model. And the positivity model was developed by Dr. Paul Jenkins. And the model, there is actually a visual to this model. I usually don't share it until you've signed up for my 6-week program, and we can dive deep into what this model looks like, how it works, what it does, how it changes your life if you actually apply it. But I am going to show you a little bit of the visual here today, because I have it on my beautiful business card here. That is the positivity model. That is for you, that you do get a copy of this, and it is available to you online, and it is now available to you right here for free, for your benefit, to actually look at the science and the application of getting from here to there, of being able to understand how you can turn negativity into positivity by using the equipment that you already have, that you probably don't even really know that you have the magic to use in this way, and that is your brain. This is an operating manual for your brain. It looks a bit busy, doesn't it? What it is what it is. Oh, do you hate that saying? I used to hate that saying. This is the positivity model. We're going to talk about this in brief today, which basically is going to show you how you can use your brain to get from here to there, but without distracting you from that visual. I want to bring you back into your body and into your own mind, where we do talk about what it is. It is what it is. And yes, that used to annoy me. It'd be like, yeah, it is what it is. But what it is what it is. I mean, okay, now you might be going, yeah, I'm a bit lost with that. But what it is are the circumstances of life. Life happens, and you'll see that in my previous videos. Life happens, and when life happens, things happen, and those things are circumstances. But nothing is good or bad. It's only what you think it is. So something happens in life. I'm going to give you some real life examples, but things happen and you have a thought about that thing. And that thought, if you believe it, releases chemicals into your bloodstream, and those chemicals generate feelings in your body, and those feelings then tell your body what to do. And that becomes what you experience in your daily life. And you know those thoughts that you have, those sentences that you have in your mind, the internal dialogue that's running in the background throughout your entire day, they are all 100% optional. They completely are. So if your thoughts are optional, that means you can actually choose your feelings, because it's your thoughts, as I said, that create your feelings. And then your feelings tell your body what to do. So if you can have control and option over your thoughts, and then you can control how you feel, then you actually have conscious control over what you do and how you show up in your life, and how that feels on the inside, and how you show up, and how that impacts the experience of what you live in your daily life. Now notice I'm saying your internal experience of your daily life. So those circumstances, which are facts, we actually can't control them. Let me give you a little bit of an example of when I used to work for a public health system, that one day I was working with a colleague who needed to go and pick up her children from daycare a little bit early. And we had just been talking about her brand new car that she loved so much, because she and her husband had worked so hard for this car. They were just at that stage of life. You know, their kids were in daycare, but they were just that little bit older. So she was back at work. He was working. So they had a little bit more money coming in. And so they were able to buy a car that they loved, that was actually brand new, that they were able to transport the whole family, go on holidays, get them to where they want to go. But she was just wrapped with this particular car, because it was an achievement, a milestone that now, okay, they've had all their kids are getting that little bit older, and now they can afford to buy something that they enjoy, just gives them joy in their daily life. So we'd had this conversation, and off she went to pick up her kids from daycare, and then I got a photo on my phone. I usually show this photo when I'm telling this story. I don't have the photo on hand right now, but this was a photo of an upside down car on the side of the road. So the upside down car of the side of the road was the message that came from my colleague who had just left to go and pick up her kids. So I knew it was her car. The circumstances were an upside down car on the side of the road, right? But the thoughts that came to me, the immediate thoughts that came to me at the time, were the car that she had worked so hard for, the kids that she had gone to pick up, the other people that must have been involved with her car being upside down on the side of the road. And these thoughts were, this should be better. That was not how it was supposed to go. It should not be that outcome. That's not how it should be. It should be better than this. And negative emotion flooded my bloodstream, and I was filled with panic and dread and fear. Then I get another text from my colleague that says, "This is my car. I am fine." It actually said she got out through the window, which was partly open, unharmed. The car was a total write-off, but she hadn't picked up the kids yet. Nobody else was hurt, and her car was fully insured. And she was like, "I'm okay." So now that I know a little bit more about her thoughts, that she was okay because she hadn't picked up the kids, the car was insured, and nobody else was hurt, then my brain was, oh, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. Make way for the positive emotion that flooded my body with relief and gratitude and hope that everything was going to be okay, because it could have been so much worse. Can you see that the circumstances hadn't changed? The photo was still the same. The circumstances were still the same. It was a upside down car on the side of the road. But because I realized that it could have been worse, then those positive emotions filled me with an experience of gratitude and joy. And then I called my friend and I said, "How are you with your upside down car on the side of the road?" And she says, "I'm great. I'm awesome, because everything is fine." So from this circumstance, some people might see a turned up car on the side of the road and think, that's not great, that's awesome. That's still an insurance issue. That's still a problem of having to get the car back on the road. That's still a problem of having to pick up the kids. But all she could feel was how it could be worse, and it flooded her body with positive emotion. And this experience of an upside down car on the side of the road was filled with nothing but gratitude. This is the positivity model. This is the mind compass in action, because there are natural laws and principles that apply in life. There are things that just are existing as we exist without us having to do anything about them. An example of a natural law of life is gravity. Gravity is a great example of a natural law. You wake up every day and gravity is on. You actually don't have to think about it, right? You don't have to wake up every morning and say, thanks, gravity, for being on, or I wonder if it's on today, or I have to turn on my gravity. It's just on, right? You wake up and look, whether you believe in gravity or not, it's on. If you walk off a cliff, you're going to go down. It's got nothing to do with what you're thinking. It's just what is happening in the world as a natural law of life. Gravity is a great example. Another natural law of life, there's another two that we apply. There's actually three that I talk about in my program, but there's two that we apply in the psychology of the human brain that are internal. If you look back on one of my previous videos, number of my previous videos, you'll see I talk about three natural laws and principles that apply in your life that make the biggest difference to whether your life is a negative nightmare or a positive, powerful experience. But the two internal natural laws that are happening with your experience in life, in the psychology of how you're experiencing your life, are evaluation and creation. How you evaluate your life and how you are creating your life. Evaluation is just like gravity. You don't have to think about it. It's just on. It's something that you are constantly thinking, evaluating, comparing, judging. You might call it analyzing. You might call it criticizing. There's a bit of a negative connotation that comes with evaluating. But you cannot know where you are in space or time without evaluating the circumstances of where you are. You're constantly evaluating. It comes with the territory of being a human being. And that's how you know where you are and what you're doing. It's also how you know where you want to go. And that is the process of evaluating when you are using your thoughts to evaluate, which is something that we can't switch off. But what we can and do have control over is how we're evaluating. And so in this particular story that I'm telling you about my friend whose car, upside down car on the side of the road, she evaluated her circumstances, that it could have been worse. And when you think a thought that it could have been worse, when you evaluate in that way, it releases positive emotion into the body and you have a positive experience of hope, gratitude, joy, relief, acceptance. These are things where it could have been worse. Psychologically, release those thoughts that give you more positive feelings, that give you a more positive experience. If you have those thoughts that I had the first time I saw that photo was, oh my God, it should have been better than this. It should have been a better outcome. The outcome should have been, we pick up the kids, we go home, the car is intact and everyone's intact. We don't have to worry about that someone's going to be hurt, someone's going to be injured, something is going that we actually have prize that's giving us joy in our daily life is going to be completely obliterated in the course of a couple of minutes of something happening. It should be better. Those thoughts heighten our nervous system, dial up the nervous system and release negative emotion into the bloodstream. That creates negative emotion. That creates a negative experience of how we are showing up, what we're feeling, what we're going through in our daily life. If we are evaluating based on a dialed up nervous system, it should be better than this. We're running on fear. We're running on doubt. We're running on scarcity. We're running on adrenaline. And it shouldn't be this way. and it doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel right. We're evaluating from a place of could be worse and go all in on the worst case scenario. That might seem counterintuitive, right? But if you go all in your mind in the worst case scenario, your brain kind of thinks that you've already had the thoughts that it should be better, but then when you realize that, but it could have been worse, that dials down your nervous system and helps you access that place to release the positive emotion, to be able to find where joy exists, abundance resides, and peace is possible. That is evaluating and using your thoughts to see where you are in space and time, to then move to the next natural law and principle of life that just exists regardless of whether you're thinking about it or not, and that is creation. We are creators as human beings, whether you realize it or not. We are constantly creating our own experience. But the psychology of creating, if you don't realize that you're doing this consciously, you're going to be creating things out of unconscious, pre-programmed, subconscious past experiences that you think that you have no control over, where you actually have 100% control over what you create. So once we evaluate where we are, we use it could be better to dial up the nervous system and generate negative emotion, or it could be worse to dial down the nervous system and generate positive emotion. When we're in the place of creation now, we can use our thoughts to do the same, dialing our nervous system up or down. But in this case of creation, if we dial our nervous system up, we're using thoughts of, what if I make the situation? What if what I have right now is as good as it gets, and what I'm going to create is actually not going to be as good as what I have? And you start to worry that what you're going to create is worse. Then you can create a situation that is worse for you. By dialing down the nervous system, we can once again access that place where creation is an possibility, an opportunity, and can lead you to something even better than what you have right now. Then that generates experiences of positive creation, where we do create something that you couldn't even thought possible, but it's creating from the inside the experience of positivity, possibility, creating you as a powerhouse for positive experiences. That is the positivity model right here. Now this really busy looking thing, when you look at evaluating where you are and then creating what you want to create, we can use our thoughts to consciously drive this vehicle, dialing our nervous system up or down, choosing positive or negative emotion to create the experience and a life that we love. Now, let's be clear. We're not talking about eliminating negative emotion from our life, because our nervous system is there to help us. And I have talked before about negative emotion and emotions in general, emotions in our lives. They are the dumbbell weights for the mental muscles of our mind. Like we have dumbbells for our physical muscles and we consciously pick them up, and it's hard and sometimes it hurts and it deliberately damages the physical muscle on the inside. And then we put it down and then we rest, and then the muscle repairs, and in its repair process it gets stronger and bigger, and it gives us a bigger, better vehicle physically to enjoy our lives. Emotions are like the dumbbell weights for our minds. We pick them up and we have to hold them. Negative emotions, the feelings like anxiety, feelings like frustration, anger, resentment, all these emotions, we have to hold them. We have to learn how to hold them. But then we have to learn to evaluate what we're going to do with that. If we're going to dial it up and we're going to throw that dumbbell at someone and it's going to hurt them and it's going to hurt us in the process, or whether we're going to put it down And we're going to realize that we can now rest, dial it down. We can allow those muscles to then refuse to become a better version, stronger version, more efficient version of ourselves, to then move forward to decide consciously what we're going to create from that. Is this landing with y'all this morning? I could go on. This is what I do. This is what I do for you. This is what you do for you. When you come for 6 weeks to set a goal and actually achieve it, to let go of being exhausted and ruminating and going around and around in circles as to things that you could do, should do, won't do, maybe do, then doing nothing, or overdoing, overworking, becoming overwhelmed in your daily life. We find this balance between dialing up and dialing down our nervous system, but learning how to do it consciously, to set specific measurable goals and then achieving them and making you a better and better and better person in the process. And that can be something very specific, like it can be becoming a better partner in your marriage. It can be becoming a better parent, becoming a better colleague, a better in your career, actually in the skills that you want to achieve. It could just be becoming better with being in touch with spirit, with your creator, if you believe in God, wanting to be more connected, wanting to have more of a purpose in life, more of a broader connection with where you are. Perhaps you're in a later stage of life and transition. Whatever it is, we can work with things so specific and so measurable. I want to stop eating chocolate, to something so big as I want to be connected with God. To be connected, something that is also can be as vague to you right now as I just need peace. I just need peace and positivity in my life. Let's find how we can achieve that for you, because it is 100% possible, 100% doable, 100% available to you. As long as you know it's 100% optional. What are you going to choose today? I'm sending you a big hug through the camera right now and hope that you know that you can own your path and create your peace. And you can connect with me through all the links in the description below. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next recharge video.